Thanks for joining me for today's short scale study. Today, we're going to build our tone and technique in the key of concert F major. So, what do we need for a concert F major scale? Well, the key signature recommends that we play an F sharp. So, we will start with the low note G and play our major scale and arpeggio, and on the way, we'll play an F sharp, or along the way, we'll play an F sharp. So let's jump right into number one, major scale and arpeggio quarter notes, starting with low G. 1, 2, ready. Now, along that scale, or within that scale, did you play your your B natural second finger? It's the third note. I certainly hope so. If not, pause, rewind, and do it again, but play a B natural. And also, did you hit the F sharp? I hope so. If not, again, pause, rewind, go back and play it along again so that you play the F sharp. Let's move on to the major scale and arpeggio eighth notes. 1, 2, and ready, begin. Nice. Now we'll move on to play the exercise called major chords. 1, 2, ready, begin. Now we'll move on to the exercise called thirds. This exercise is mostly eighth notes, and as I look over it, I want to remind you of the B natural second finger on your right hand. That is important to keep this concert F major, or the G major scale for our clarinet. Here we go, thirds. 1 and 2 and ready, go. Well, now it takes us to the chromatic pivot scale. Our pivot note today is D. Along this exercise, or within this exercise, we're going to also need our fingering for our C sharp, so we'll need that pinky key on our left hand. We'll also need our fingering for C and B natural again. After the quarter rest, we'll need our B flat first finger on our right hand. We'll need our A fingering. 3 notes from the end, we'll need our G sharp fingering. Our G sharp fingering is 3 fingers on our left hand, 3 fingers on our right hand, and we'll need that pinky right next to our G key. And then we'll finish by lifting that pinky up for our low G. Here we go. 1, 2, ready. Which leads us to our chromatic scale. Our chromatic scale starts with low G, and then we'll use the G sharp key with our pinky, and then we'll move on to the note A. The fourth note in the chromatic scale is A sharp. A sharp is B flat, so we'll need the fingering we use for B flat. In the second measure, we'll use B natural, C. We'll use the pinky for C sharp, and then D. In the third measure, we need the D sharp fingering. We've got D from the note prior, but we're going to add our side finger or side key on our right hand, and we're going to use the side of our finger. The lowest side key gives us D sharp or E flat. Then we have E, F, and F sharp. We'll finish with the note G. Coming down the chromatic scale, we start with G, and then we go to a G flat, which is the fingering we used for F sharp. Then F and E. In the next measure, we use the D sharp fingering, 2 and side key. That's our E flat. Leave go of that side key gives us D. Add our pinky and our third finger gives us D flat. D flat is also C sharp. Then we need C, B natural, second finger, B flat, first finger, A. The next note is A flat, which is the fingering we use for G sharp, which is 3 fingers on top, 3 fingers on bottom, and the pinky key. And then leave go of that pinky key for low G. Let's do the chromatic scale. 1, 2, ready, begin. We'll finish today's scale study with the chorale. Make sure you play an F sharp. 1, 2, ready, begin. In the first measure of the second line of the chorale we just played, there is an alternate or an optional low B natural. You may play that as you play through the chorale, but consider using the fingering for the high B natural located in your fingering guide at the end of this method book. By the way, the end of the method book's fingering guide is very helpful as a visual representation of the fingerings that you may be unfamiliar with. Consider giving that a look and then trying out some of those fingerings. All right, I hope this was helpful, and I hope you'll consider playing this exercise again really soon. Keep on practicing, and I'll see you next time.